You guys can continue. All right. Anyway, hello and welcome to night session 19, part 4, Mystery of the Graves. We'll find these graves. They will no longer be mysterious eventually, but for now they elude us. So let's do a quick wrap and check in with who all is here, and update the others that aren't here and explain what their characters are going to be doing. Because why not? So, who wants to give us a recap? Obviously not Kettle in the corner, because he was not here last session. He has no idea. He's going to fall out from the sky. It's going to be great. They did not land in water. That's 100% true. Which means they probably actually won't run out of hit points. They're just going to suffocate in 40-ish minutes because they're whales. They're not actual fish. So being out of water isn't the worst thing in the world for them. They're just, going to die eventually because that's sad. So, with that thought about, or whatever you want to call it, we'll resume the campaign. So with the others who are here, we may or may not have Full Gas show up. He is on a slim chance of showing up, but he said if he can make it, he'll be late, so he might pop in eventually. Excuse me. And then we have Freya will not be here tonight. Stuff came up. They won't be here. And then Younger said he would be here, so he may also be late. But for now, I will be sending those 4 characters on their own little side quest with our ever-missing Drake Warden. He continues to be our excuse of where our friends all gone. He lands in the center of our clearing, dropping off Kettle. Oh, hey, look. And saying to the 3 others, Speaking of, apparently Full Gas is not going with him. Oh, okay. He's okay. So he will be taking just one character, apparently. The rest of us are going to be having an adventure. He'll be taking Freya's character. Thrud, right? Okay. He'll be taking Thrud, and him and Thrud will be going on a side adventure scouting for the next while. Get a little bit of bonding, see how it goes. So, Younger will be here. So the rest of us, including Younger's character, the ever-present super skeleton. No, wait, which one's the super skeleton? Kettle would be super skeleton. What would Younger's character be? The frail skeleton? Yeah, but when you demummify him, what's left? The walking wraps. He still has bones, I think. They're just instead of white bones, they're brown bones. I don't know. Yeah. So think about that. Right, the old wrinkles. Nice. Let's not say that again. I'm gonna regret saying that later. Someone's gonna clip it. So, with that being said, we're going to push forward. So, you guys are at a small military base. And as you looked around before and did your perception checks and things while you were sneaking in, murdering everybody, you did notice there was a considerable pile of corpses that looked like they had been dragged from around the base and put in a burn pile. And had been burned a day or two earlier. So the smell is still really good. Not to mention all the recent murder that you guys implemented to the area. And the whale that is just, chilling. I'm going to fast track the whale bit for a little bit so we don't have to keep talking about it. It will eventually dissipate into a person again, and you guys will be there to wrap it up. Currently, that is what Thrud and our handy-dandy Drake Warden are doing, is they're taking care of the would-be whale person. And I'm going to roll for their interrogation stuff. Are you going to hang bolts so much? Excuse me. I'm sorry. They're 100% Imperial soldiers, from what you could tell. Which is why you kept the one person, because you were gonna figure out why these random yahoos had taken over a base or whatnot. Frozen, are you there? Can you hear us? Okay, just making sure. We'll give Younger a second to talk. Make sure his stuff's all working. Younger, are you alive? All right. Good. Now I can stop talking. It is almost a full crew. If we, I was saying, like, if we had the Drake Warden show up, and if Freya was here, I don't know what I'd do. We'd run out of room on the screen. But that's okay. We're gonna push forward with our 6 people, and have some fun. So, you guys are in this establishment. There's one dude left. I'm rolling for their interrogation and how much information or pieces of information they're able to gather at them, and they will share that with you before they take off. You guys, on the other hand, or the rest of us, are all going to be given 1 round to do something wherever you're at the base. You get to pick one area of the base to search, one area of the base to loot, whatever you want to do. Oh my god, full cameras! Except for that one's at the screen. This is a miracle, ladies and Ooh, nice. He says he's gonna undo his camera because it's gonna explode. There's too much stuff going on his screen. His computer's over there burning up. Ah! He over there. Someone lit more than 3 TNT barrels in Minecraft. My computer's done for you. Okay, so jokes aside, you all get to do one thing. I'm gonna start with Kettle because on my screen he's first, and I'll just go that way. That'll make life easy. So Kettle. New arrived to the crew. You have no idea, so this will be the best person to explain things to as you search. You were out scouting with the Drake Warden. Mm-hmm. 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 Okay, in lieu of searching, would you like to roll for how well you did selling salts? Because I forgot to roll that in the background. Okay. Well, there was a lot of them, so I'm gonna give you a minimum 60, and then roll percentile. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a lot of weight. D100, and you're basically getting your selling percentage. And it's a minimum 60 because of how much you're selling. What a roll. Kettle over here, buy my salt or die, was the phrase he used to sell the good majority of his stock. So he sold 90% of it at, let me give you an appropriate value here. That's not the right dice. at a 55% sale margin. So basically, you sold it for what you would buy it for with a little extra. You didn't double the percentage or anything, but you made your money and then some. And it's all profit to you. So you have 10% of the salt left over. So basically, how many of the things did you sell, or how many did you have? 12. Okay, so you have one crystal remaining that will just go on our inventory of stuff that you haven't gotten rid of, and you can get rid of later, just to make life easy. And at 55% overage, how much were these selling for? 400 pounds. So these were selling for 40 gold. So you sold these for 64 gold? 62 gold a piece. Yep. This is a good choice. It's in the 700s, that's all I know. Okay, never mind. I can't do math. That was close. All right, 682 is how much gold you guys profited on that. You could have maxed out at like 80 a bar, so you did pretty good. But ain't nobody buying black salt for more than 80 gold a 400-pound chunk. Right? So, that's a book discount. All right. So, you guys get your money from that and immediately take off to where we are. Luckily, you're riding a dragon, and it's a little bit faster than our horses. So, you're able to catch up the day or so behind us pretty quickly. And like I said, you get set down, thread gets switched out, but we're going to yada yada that, and that kind of just happens in the background. Jumping over to the next person. Scorpion Man will now be our new title. What does Brett find? Okay, Kettle has arrived. Oh, you have been hugged. How do you take the hug, as he has become a hugging person and everyone around him has just been like, okay. Where do we go from here? What are we? I'm gonna argue with that one. Blood cloak doesn't actually produce real blood. It's just an illusion. I'm gonna say he's Bailey. Don't mess with him. Oh Jesus, Younger. I look over at my screen. He just like red screen of death in the corner. Terrifying. Whoever watches this YouTube video later, I'm sorry. I didn't know it was coming. I marked him. Why don't you roll an insight check or a history check to kind of have an understanding or an idea of where in this place that would be? Okay. So, knowing what you know about soldiers and how they like to prep themselves, commanders generally put themselves, once they get a high enough rank, in their own spot, out of the way, where they're going to be comfortable, can do whatever the heck they want, right? So you're pretty sure he died on top of his house. You do so. What is your passive perception? Okay. As you enter the room, you are augusted. Augusted? We're going to say that. Hit in the face. Uh, Blown a gust by a putrid smell. And almost immediately, you see the remnants of what looked to be the commander's family. Yeah, that's his house. Okay, so go ahead and make an investigation check to see how much loot you can find. As you're not caring about information or anything like that. You're just looking for shiny things that you can take, right? Roll it. You loot so good. They had a little hidden stash of coins in the back. You take that. Wife's wedding ring. You take that, or what's left of it. A couple bits of jewelry and things from the children's rooms. You take that. The ornamental scepter behind a glass plate. You take that. That's all you find. Let us roll that. What is 13 times 14? Calculator is my friend. 182 gold pieces in a considerably sized sack. It is not a sword whatsoever. It is an ornamental staff. I said that before, right? I didn't say sword. Staff. Can you do so? Next on the list, Frozen. Frozen is muted. He might be on push to talk. Okay, you get one thing. What you doing? In the fort. Yes, you get to do one thing before we move on. You want to lay claim to the Rexus Tullius fort in the middle of the woods. You find some paint and some brushes and some other things, and you just start painting the Royalist LLC, or what was the name for the mine? You just start writing up the Royalist fort all over the place. Go ahead and roll me a performance check as you do so. No, you've done your action. Wahahaha. You're busy looting while he's over there coloring. An 11! Well, not many people can read what you're writing, but the place is covered with the Royalist something something. You tried doing it in several languages that you know how to read and write. The problem being is you put them all in the same words, so like you gotta decipher what this thing says. You think it looks cool, but everyone else looking at it's just like that's 4 different languages at least. I think. Okay, cool. That makes sense. But Common isn't a written language, except for numbers. so you... Anyway, it doesn't matter. What I'm saying is you succeed, kinda. Jumping over to Younger. And then we'll finish with Lawrence. And Profi, I guess we'll finish with Profi. Younger, what are you doing? That's a much better camera, by the way. I know it's your phone, but it looks way better. Correct. There was no there was no dragon. Not this time. We've lost him. No dragon this combat. Just Rex's Thule soldiers, and we turned one of them into a whale. Yes, Younger, there is a considerable amount of dead bodies, and most of them aren't burnt crispy. Yes. Would you like to do anything with these dead bodies / people? There was... I don't remember. 17. Okay. How many animated things would you like to animate? You keep breaking up, man. You're like every 3 words. Go catch the pig that's attached to your antenna and tell him to sit down. He said 17 minus the whale. Okay, we said that 3 minutes ago. Okay. Ooh, our special one. Okay, I'll allow it. I'm sorry. Would you like? I can pull it up too really quick. Or maybe I shouldn't though, because it'll pop up on screen. Screenshot. No, I'll be good. I won't do it. I'll let you do it. All right. While you're looking that up, I'm going to jump over to Lawrence. Lawrence, what are you doing for your one free thing? I shouldn't say free. Again, this is more waiting for the whale to not be a whale and the interrogation to be over. Yes. And you're pretty sure the majority of items that were in there are going to be basically useless. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you go into the kitchen / dining hall area. Now, there are 2 areas to search. There's the dining hall area and the actual kitchen itself. I will make a polite DM suggestion and tell you that the dining hall probably isn't somewhere where they would hide things. It's really like an open room where you would sit at to eat. If they're hiding something in the dining hall, you could check, but probably not. And that's something your character would definitely know. All right, so you look in the kitchen. Make me an investigation roll. Nope. You over there looting rooms and things. Now the reason you can't help and it wasn't like instantaneous time is because you're taking your time to search the entire room. So you like by the time he's starting this off, you haven't even found the hidden gold kind of thing. Woo! What a roll! So you look and look and look, and there's some food left over that would definitely be edible and perishable on the road, or unperishable on the road, whatever you want to call it. There's plenty of field rations, so if you want to stock up and make sure that the group has plenty of food, this is an excellent time to do so. Especially The elephants will have returned, yes. No, you're good. So, uh, yes, plenty of food to pick up, plenty of rations. You do find hidden in the chef's alcove two very, very expensive looking pieces of wine. Oh, we've lost Frozen. He has returned. Oh yeah, for sure. You're in a kitchen. There's everywhere. You can make a full traveling kit if you wanted to. Okay. Roll me 3d12 to see how many rations you can pick up. Don't roll 3 1s, otherwise I get to laugh at you. Nice. So you pick up 23 rations worth of food, which is, for most people, that'd be a month's worth of food. For our group, it's like 3 days. But 3 days is 3 days. Um, I'd allow it, sure. No, on this one though, just because there's probably not a lot worth grabbing. Just a single D12. Okay, so you're able to pick up 10 days worth of perishable foods. But you'll know that these foods will go bad within the next week unless you do something with them, so they need to be turned into actual meals. Okay. So, mhm, mhm, mhm. So Perfect's going to inspect the walls to see how they work and what weaknesses they might have in case we run into a establishment like this in the future. Um, it's a whopping 10. I can't even use my superpower that lets me reroll stuff better. Uh, so, as my investigation is good, though, it's a +5. So, total of 15. Um, I lookity loo around the area and investigate to find stuff and things. And I can basically tell you how these walls are built, and if we ever have to breach one, I have a specific location figured out in my head that would be the quote unquote most breachable part of the wall. I also find while I'm over there, um, the remnants of what looks to be personal effects from some of the other soldiers. So there's journals that have been gone through, letters, stuff like that have all been thrown into a pile, as if the people that were looking through here were searching for something amongst the letters and just kind of throwing them in a pile. Um, Profi will spend the rest of his time kind of going through and getting a sense of what was going on, what the thoughts were, things like that. And I will flavor text that in a minute once it becomes relevant. So, after a while, the whale is transformed. They are interrogated, and you hear the Drake Warden execute him. He pops out. He said he was trying to escape. I didn't just murder him. I promise. He specifically looks at Kettle when that occurs. You probably shouldn't interrogate people in a weapons room. It's a poor choice. Younger did not finish. Sorry, Younger. Did you figure out how many you could catch? He was attacking the Drake Warden, so. But yes. Correct. He wasn't tied up currently. He had escaped, and the Dragonborn finished him off, is what he's telling you. Roll it. But younger. Before you continue, younger. Let's finish your thing. Sorry. That might depend on the information that I tell you in a couple seconds. So you guys will have to decide that. Currently, I assume you guys are going to take a long rest here and continue because it's a safe castle, allegedly. Okay. Okay, I will allow you to do so. You have plenty of time. We're not in a huge rush. No real need. Again, in the center of this camp is a burn pile, so the smell here is already atrocious. Uh, not to mention the other bodies that were found by our handy dandy bard. Which he will also realize that it wasn't only the top guy's family. It looks like all the women and children that were posted at this command base were also taken to the captain's room and slaughtered. So you get your zombies. You have or skeletons. You have 4 of them. 5 of them. They are your friends. Congratulations. You have 5 skelly friends. Jumping over to that insight check. Would you roll? Okay. He doesn't seem to be lying, and if you turn to Thread like puts her hands up and goes, "That's what happened." It was self-defense, I promise this time. We agreed no more war crimes as a group. I'm being a better person. I would have killed him anyway, but he made this real easy for me. So the 2 of them come over and tell you guys the 4 pieces of information they were able to pick up from this captain. Allegedly, the captain got a slip of mail from the royal family that relieved him of duty post execution of civilians on his post. So as soon as he got rid of the civilians, he was a free man. Well, a good majority of the people that had civilians living with them at this post didn't take too kindly to him rounding them up and executing, hence the giant pile of bodies. Him and his loyalist yahoos were then the remaining people that you guys dealt with. Second bit of information. The guards have been put on standby for about 2 months following the Reformation that several of the noble siblings have been executed by someone. They don't know who killed them off, but apparently since some of the royalty has been murdered, the entire army is on a freeze until they receive this letter. The letter itself, you have no idea where it's at. You guys didn't find it on anybody, so on and so forth, but there it is. Profi will interject at this point and say, yeah, all the letters that I read through basically said they were bored, they couldn't wait to go home to the people that they cared about, and stuff like that. I'm sure a lot of these people were just worried that their families were going to get killed too, if that's what the orders were sent out to the high-ups. Is probably why the majority of them fought back, but it was probably a slaughter because they weren't ready. You guys could tell from something that you would have picked up again, flavor text from Profi. Most of them weren't wearing armor and only had, swords. So they were super unarmored compared to everyone else that was ready to fight. Uh, third piece of info. The raiding parties that they've sent out have been going on for about 3 weeks. So more than just that one village that you guys saw get messed up, got messed up by these guys. So you may come across other places that have had destruction. And again, it would make lots of sense if they were not the only band of Yahoos doing this. So at this point, the majority of Rexus Tullius soldiers are probably hostile. Which is going to cause a lot of issues. Luckily, you have 2 Imperial nobles that might be able to talk sense into people. And then the fourth piece of information is they had linked up with another. They had linked up with another forward base or whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna pull up the map here really quick. They had gotten words from Ishala, the military peeps at the port there, that they had not received the same orders that they had. They were confused on what the heck the captain was talking about, and so several of the loyalists hedged out that direction to see what they could find. So there are soldiers in between here and Ishala. If that matters to you guys at all. No. You guys came from Troy. Ishala is the next port town south of Troy. If you look at your handy dandy maps, I know it's on there, dang it. But for those of you watching, Ishala is right here. And we came from like right about here. And again, for some reason on our big map, Troy is not on there, but it's right there. Straight across from Alpine. And we are just on the far side of the Alpine Forest, almost at Finn. I believe we're, 2 days out? Oh, we've lost someone again. Younger has died. Come back, friend. So, the question is to you guys, do you want to get to Finn as quick as possible, or do you want to stay the night here? Staying the night here would allow you to get a long rest, recover, heal, all that fun stuff. Or you could start traveling and deal with your wounds as you travel. I know for Profi, he's doing great. Thumbs up, no problems. I don't know about the rest of you. Okay. Yes, yes. Ooh, fancy. Okay. Yeah, I do remember that. Y'all ate some acid and some other things. You're like, this fire resistant armor is great until you get hit in the face with acid. Some bullshit. If it makes you feel any better, it doesn't look like it was done in what's the word? In violence and hate. It was just done to be done quickly. Still not good. They were just following orders, guys. Okay. I'll allow you to do that. So you guys are taking a long rest? Ha! Ha! Listening. Yes. Good. Do it. I think it's just better than your level. Roll it. 14. That's better than your level. It's a free inspiration die that sticks with you for until you use it. Anything. With inspiration, roll a performance. Yes. What were you making, friend? What were you attempting to make? You did not, which is why I'm allowing you to tell me what you made right now. Especially with the 25. Are you sure you want to use the fancy wine? It is not. It is not cooking wine. It is. It is very apparently drinking wine. With the 25, I'm say you do because again, you haven't actually left yet, so you could literally be using the kitchen itself. So you go ham on this meal. You're like, we got to use up these perishables. Ain't no one here going to. And you just start throwing things together. This won't count against those 10 perishables that you picked up for the stuff. This is literally what you didn't grab from the stores. So you're throwing steaks on there. You make 6 steaks, not thinking about it that literally only like 3 of us eat. Um, but you even make some for Thrud and our Drake Warden before they take off on their scouting mission, basically. They both say that they're going to go deal with those other soldiers before they get to Shala. So that is what they are trying to catch up and do. So they won't necessarily be scouting for you guys. They are hunting for these soldiers on the road to Ashala. Mm-hmm. It's probably Ox. That's a solid question. He brings out the food, and you ask that to him, and you will go ahead and roll me a 1d12. See how much psychic damage you just took. Yeah. So you just physically, like, you pulled a bard and what's the bard? Not dissonant whispers. Yeah, basically viciously mockeried him, and he was not prepared. You don't actually take 8 points of damage, but that's what it looks like. You just see him like, oh no, throw things on the ground and get upset. Profi will look over and say, "What village? There was nothing but junk left over." I wanted to get revenge for the village. Right. Right, that too. There was no child. We didn't see a child. I thought we all agreed to that. There was no child when we found the ox. The bard does. I don't think the bard did the spell. It would have been an option. But he was too busy riding the scorpion as the scorpion eviscerated the cow. You could tell. You could yell at Stinger. Stinger will 100% understand the tongue lashing at this point. It's an awakened creature. I remember no such events. I've never seen that woman in my life. All right, gentlemen. References way older than any of our audience aside. Let's push forward. Sure. Let me roll a history check. 11 plus history is a, oh wow, I have really good history actually. 6. A 17. So, a timeout. I gotta roll. Let Profi speak. Oh, Marzix. He's dealing with skeletons anyway. He's cleaning the bones off bodies and things. Anyway. Oh. That was unfortunate. Discord, don't be dead. Hi, guys. I'm coming back, I swear. Doing the drugs, hey. All right. That's all. Yeah, sorry. Someone hit me with like 7 messages at the same time and blew up my phone apparently. And killed my poor computer. So, as I was saying, Profi got a total of 17. And he tells you that that is a staff of appointment. Basically, any field commander gets those. And they're used to ceremonially appoint a person to official positions. So, like when someone reaches that would be sergeant or lieutenant rank or anything like that, they get tapped on the shoulder with the thing, and it's instantaneous. So, like if you're in the middle of combat and they hit you with the staff, congratulations, you're now promoted to whatever the next rank is. Uh, yeah, it's the field promotion stick. So, I wouldn't say it is magically tracked, but there is some magic to it. And I will tell you, I have no idea what the magic is, but I have heard that they are powerful. It you can show it to Bear, and you will know that from seeing it that you don't feel any magic coming out of it, so it's probably an attuned item. Barry could 100% do an Arcana check. Apparently, Profi is not a fan of whatever you did to the vegetables. Just like, stay good, everything else shit. What kind of peasant quality is this? Rah, rah, rah. He doesn't say that to you, obviously, but he does not look happy shoveling it in his face. No, worse things that have done, which means his his bar of quality is way low compared to Profi's. He returns. Okay, so it is definitely an attuned item, and it looks like the magic spell that it is associated with, or the magic essence that kind of comes behind it, is definitely not transmutation. It starts with an A. Why is my brain dying on me tonight? Abjuration. Thank you. Barry, you now have a staff of power. No, it's not. It's not even a staff of power. You don't know its name. I'm just calling it that because it sounds fun. But it is a staff that you could use as a spellcasting focus for sure. Okay. Staff. It's at 10 o'clock the following morning. You are now the receptionist. That is your new nickname. Emperor. The next step up is Emperor. There are no kings. I gotta be Emperor before I can change things. But they're definitely gonna whack. If we live through this and I'm the last surviving sibling, or the sibling that's been elected, voted, whatever it takes to get me the Emperor, they're gonna hit me with one of these sticks for sure. Well, the conditions for moving up aren't met. We'll do nothing. Anyway, you could. I mean, yeah, I feel like probably like you could try it. I guess. I think it'd piss all the siblings off if I just was Emperor out of the blue. But he holds out his hands like, hit me. Hit me. That was, that was a joke. That was a joke. I was being funny, says Profi. I didn't really mean it. You guys are my friends. Silence, Minion. I mean, buddy, pal. And and so he abandoned. It's been more than 28 days. He's AWOL. So there might just as a note, that might be important for your characters to know if you get whacked by the stick. But we're neither here nor there. Also, you probably shouldn't just randomly whack people with the stick. This is a DM telling you that there are consequences to whacking people with the stick, both good and bad. Come for it. Hit me, baby. So, you guys have 2 days of travel. I'm going to move it along so we aren't stuck in the same spot the entire game session because we're about an hour in and have barely made it outside the camp. We're still technically in the castle. We're never going to make it to these graves. All right, first day, no problem. Second day, at the edge of Finn. Also no problems. So, you guys rattle your way over into Finn. And Finn, from the outskirts, is a beautiful forest city. It's lush, and you can see travel and commerce coming in and out. It seems to be coming in from the main roads. There is a exterior wall that defends from the forest itself. And as you approach it on the inside, there's an interior wall that separates the old city from the new city. The new city itself has probably 100,000 people in it. It is huge. It's probably the second biggest city on this continent. Which one of you will know because he's from here. You know that you have a home in Old City because your family has been here for a while. He does. He has an intricate knowledge of basically wherever anything you guys might need would be. He hasn't been here in roll me a d12. How many years has it been since you've been home? 10. So it's been a decade since he came back here. So it's a little different than you remember. But honestly, at this point, the city is basically maxed out on its resources and can't really have too many more people. Um, you will also know that this city is well guarded. So there are plenty of Rexus Aurelius soldiers here that are basically filling in for guards. Historically, for you guys, you will all know that Finn has been a major source of conflict on this continent, and it was the last city to fall when the Tullius Rexes took over. It held out for 3. Yeah. Sorry, what did I say? Tullius. Yeah. I said it backwards. Anyway, when the Rexus Tullius invaded this continent, it took 3 years to take this city. And the only reason they lost is because they basically starved out the majority of the survivors. And then they built a city around the old city. Well, 3 years is a really long time for any kind of siege. And as a reminder, it was Old City is where it was what got sieged, not New City. So all this new buildings and things like that have all been around since the Empire took over. This is all Imperial built, Imperial standard, yada 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 yada. So it is new and shiny. Yeah, okay. It's a good analogy, IRL. Yes. Well, not he hasn't started, but that's where our campaign started. No. That's Everest, and that's over in Breach across the sea. Well, it depends on what you guys are doing in town. You don't have to stay in Fen. It's just a very important location, and there's lots of history here if you guys care about that. If you don't, you just want to move through, you have the location of where you guys want to go. I'm going to pull up the map for the people on Twitch so they can understand what I'm talking about when I'm saying it. So we're here in Fen. There's a 3-day journey to Hedgegrove Ranch, and then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish. I'll round down and say 5-ish day journey to the Druid Mass Graves, where you guys want to be at. Hedgegrove Ranch isn't necessarily a big spot on the map, but it is a large farming town, basically, to explain it easily for people that would know the area. The road is going to be the fastest route. Again, looking at the map here, if you did straight days, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it's actually about the same. They're 8. It's 8 days either way, and the road is safer via encounter wise. This is true. Because if you guys will remember, there is a small group of those soldiers from before that is traveling to Ishala, or trying to travel to Ishala, and they'd probably be taking the road. But your handy-dandy Drake Warden and new fighting friend are hunting them down, so... And like I said, this city here has plenty of Rexus Tullius soldiers. That are basically acting like local guard in the outer city. The inner city has its own guard, its own would-be nobility. Old Town is Old Town. They're their own people. The biggest difference that you can tell between Old Town and New Town is New Town has a lot of stone and metalwork and things like that, whereas Old Town is wood and stone and brick and that kind of stuff. So just a different material. Much older, feels way more connected to the earth and less urban city-y. So of the 10,000 people that live in the inner city, I should probably cut that number down. It's probably a little big. Let's say 60,000 people that live in the outer city. Only about 10%, so 6,000-ish, live in the old city. So before it would barely be a town, and then the outer city is, everything else. So, not necessarily. Mm-hmm. Upgrade for the glaive. What are you thinking? Mm-hmm. 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 Okay. Well, what level were we? We're level 11s? Okay. We could probably swing that without breaking too many things. So, Rhett, this is where you have time to shine. You can. You make up this. I'm gonna DM step back and let you make up a place that you would suggest your friend to go to upgrade his weaponry. Also, do you have any personal agenda of being in this town? This would be an appropriate time to share so. Okay. Okay. Do you have anyone specific you were looking for, or just random contacts and you want to get some information? Okay, sorry. Something shaking my screen back here. Sorry, I'm back. I'm gonna screen share what was occurring though. I wasn't crazy. There was definitely things happening. Food. Oh, we lost Rhett. Has he returned? Come back, friend. Hello, I see you. Do you see me? Okay. Yeah, you just died off there for a second. All right, so you're just passively hitting context. Would you like to search for that certain someone that we talked about pre-session? Yeah. That means I actually have to roll. Okay, interesting. So, you go to. You're gonna need to make an investigation check to do these contacts really quick. Doesn't have to be a super high check, but you know. Okay, so you run into about 5 people that you know that might have an idea of who your dad is. And they tell you, yeah, he's been in town quite a bit recently, actually. The cemetery. A dwarf. Okay, you go to the cemetery. You don't really know what you're looking for. You have an idea. In your heart of hearts, you have a somewhat understanding of who your father is and why he might be visiting a cemetery. Um, so as you get there, you look around the cemetery, and the cemetery is not a small place. I mean, it takes up a good section of the town. It's just outside of Old Town. It didn't get moved. They just built around it. And there's places where there's also a. What's the best way to describe this thing? A pantheon-styled church just outside the graveyard. So a whole bunch of different worshiping centers, basically all conglomerated into one building outside the cemetery. And not standing too far outside, you hear a familiar voice. They're seeing a Mary Tomb talking about a pretty lady they met a long time ago. As you listen to it, it seems to carry a lot of weight in the words that are being said. There's a lot of emotion behind it, and people can feel it. Even though it's upbeat and happy and positive, there is an over-begrudging sadness that covers every word. What do you do? You find who is singing. An older, elven male is playing on a lute. As if you were looking in a mirror. Do you say that? I guarantee it. Any bard that has ever heard that phrase yelled at them and then saw someone running at them quickly. Flight or flight is activated. Let's see what it is. That's a fight. He draws a sword out of his lute. It is a great sword. It should not have fit. Actually, yep. The lute basically transforms into a great sword. Is what it looks like. Because he doesn't actually drop the lute. It's still, in his hand. He pulls it up and swings. And looks at you for a second. And it turns back into a lute. And he puts his arms out. I'm going to cutscene this emotional escapade. Because you guys will spend the next day or so reminiscing and catching up. You'll gain a inspiration point talking to your father, not a bardic inspiration, but a real inspiration. Um, he was there seeing your mother. She died 3 months ago. He'll also tell. Yeah, yeah. He'll also tell him. They've been in contact before his death. He happened to come into town and see her again. She was just as beautiful as he met her. Blah blah blah. As what it is with humans, they get old, but she was still just a wonderful person. And he asked about you, and he was informed of the last fight you guys had, and where you stormed off a decade ago, and she hadn't heard from you in so long. So on and so forth. And he had vowed that he would find you. And apparently, his luck is really good. 10 years ago. He vowed like 3 months ago. Obviously you're not his only kid. This wasn't his only lady friend. But he looks at you and says, I'm an elf. What do you expect? You don't have to be loyal to the same person. We live much longer than most races. If I was with another elf, that's a different story. But you half-breed children of mine, no one's going to care. A favorite? Of course. Of course you're my favorite. Are you there following him in the graveyard? I mean, that would be in character for you, but you were like, he's going to a graveyard. Roll it. I don't care, Younger. You can know. You. You can almost guarantee that this man is lying to this man. You feel very heartily with your 5 that that man is a liar and can't be trusted. Before you depart the next day, he gives you 2 things. A small pack of letters from your mother addressed to you. That he says, read these when you have time, and when you are okay with not having a clear head. I have not read them, so I don't know their contents. They could be bad, they could be good, they could just be random, they could be cooking recipes. I have no idea. The other thing he hands you is a small, what looks to be clover-shaped statue. Or a metal piece, something like a pin. We'll call it a pin. Clover-shaped pin. Sort of, yeah. So it's like it's as if they took a clover and dipped it in silver. Is the best way to describe it. Obviously, you couldn't do that because it would actually, be destroyed. But that's what it looks like. He says, I'm going to give you this too. I'm not super helpful, but in my twilight years that are coming, I recognize that it's probably about time for me to make sure things are okay for the people I've affected in my life. Your mother was one of those people I was trying to reach back to, so I was glad I was able to find her when I did. This thing here will let me know you are in need of me if you activate it. It's a one-time use thing. I'll find you as fast as I can and try to help you. Don't know how much help I'll be, but I'll do what I can. And for player activation, it's literally you burn an action and it activates. You know that your father is a legendary bard, right? Known basically everywhere as a high instrumentalist. People pay tons of money to see him perform, and he's over here just doing it in the street for funsies. He has quite the influence on people. he takes that pretty well. Seems like there's a bit of emotion there that way he lets his guard down, kind of thing. So, the rest of you, who aren't enamored with their father in this town, and picked up some tragic backstory. What do you guys do? Because obviously you're not leaving the bar behind. Marzex will tell you when he sees you later that he's met up with his father. His father is a scumbag. Blah 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 blah. Whatever he says. What do you guys do? Of course. You've never heard of it, and then it really doesn't matter because you'll remember as you're trying to think about this that that's his mother's last name. They were never married. Sorry. What's his name? What's it? What? Dave what? Does he have a last name, or is he just known as Dave? Like the artist formerly known as Prince. Oh, did you? Um, no. If you took his last name, that's my bad. I thought we had already discussed that. So retcon. With the 12, you don't remember much of anything about a Stony Brook. But Rhett will happily tell you about him. But not tonight, because you are hanging out with him tonight. Okay. Go ahead. I'm shoveling food, so if you guys want to talk, I'm game. So I'm gonna retcon that you do. That's how you've seen That's how you've seen your father in the past. You know what he looks like. You know who he is because you've been to his shows. You've just never been able to get close to him because getting close to him is a couple thousand gold. Thanks. The two of you travel off together. Entering Old Town. I've already described Old Town. Brett's directions are near perfect. So you guys get to your location with no issues. Okay, what's up? That's probably something her son should figure out. So, you guys enter the Dwarven Blacksmith first. He's busy working away, and you see several apprentices of various other races running around the shop as well. And you hear, "Alright! I gotta do it! Yo! Right there! How can I do it? You doing what now?" Yeah. He looks for a moment. See? Tu habla, mi no habla. That's about as much Dwarvish as you know. Terrible. Anyway, I can drop the accent if that would make it better for you. So, all right, then I'm continuing it because it's very fun. Wait till you hear his brother. All right, so what are you trying to do? Make it magical effect or physical? He says those very clearly. Yeah, good money. Physical way fast. Magic someone else. How how strong are you? Out of character. How strong are you? What's your strength? Ah, perfect. Okay. He goes, I got cold steel that I could finish this with. It would only take me about 6 hours to do this. Cold steel. Perfect. Let me get it coated. Just don't hand it to your friends that don't have the muscles. Understood? He takes your glaive away. So you're gonna pay him. It's gonna cost you 500 gold. Your metal is now made out of cold steel, which means it can only be wielded by a character that has a 20 in their strength score, but it gets a +3 to damage. Cold Steel is great, as it is a homebrew augmentation. But only the mightiest of warriors can wield it, so. And it is relative. Sorry, is it 500? Sorry, for 500, it's only going to give you an extra +1 to your damage. My bad. So, more like 10k. You bartering with me? Mm-hmm. Get you a +1 to your weapon. Yep. He doesn't have the right materials to make it a +3. Sorry, brain was stuck on 3/5 augmentations. I can't. +3 is a. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Technically, someone knows. Now, again, the pole bits of that you could totally use to reforge and make a brand new legendary item. But that will take considerable amounts of time. If you're trying to do something in an afternoon, the best you're going to get is basically a coating of this cold steel. On a side note, though, while it is also cold steel, it cannot be broken. Unless there's some extreme BS behind it. But, like, no battle combat is going to destroy it. Minus, a dragon using it for a toothpick or something. I was gonna say, no, that's your armor. I was like, aren't you already rocking an antimantine on there too? Okay. Anti-crit. Corn. So raw rules for upgrading your armor isn't really that bad. It's like, excuse me, sorry. It's only like 500 or something silly plus whatever the cost of the armor is. As if you were buying it new. There's really only like 15 grand or something for it. It's not undoable. But that's neither here nor there. We don't have time to do that. Jumping over to the other brother. You walk into the what do we call it, Bricksmith? Mason's Guild, right? And it's an actual guild hall, so there's a whole bunch of people working in and out and running around, and you get directions to who you are looking for, which his name was Clay? Kolb. Okay. You find Kolb. And he's sitting in the corner, smoking a pipe, going over some paperwork. Well, looks at you. God, you and everyone else in this fucking building. What do you want? Oh, a village, you say? A couple days back. Oh, are you talking to one about 2 days from the military outpost? Yeah, I heard about that already. What about? Uh huh. He said Lawrence is lagging real bad, but he said he wants walls around the village. Go. Oh, so Clay looks around and says, "All right, you want to fortify a town full of wall?" Yeah, Lawrence, you're breaking up real bad, buddy. Well, there he goes. Oh, there. Way better. Okay, I can hear words. He goes, "Oh, it's already been done. The local nobles already sent a crew out 3 days ago. As soon as they heard about it, I tell you see him on the road, but I'm pretty sure they spent the money to teleport him directly there." Yeah, nobles here are pretty generous with what needs to get done, especially if it's in their sphere of influence, as they say. Something about family pride. Oh, never a waste of time when someone puts 50 gold on my table. I just ain't gonna steal it from you because it's already being done, and I'm also the person getting paid for it. So you know. I mean, you could, but we already got paid what we need. They'll be fixed. Promise. Now, before you leave, he kind of grabs your arm as you walk away. Who are you, and why are you trying to pay for repairs and improvements to a village that isn't under your domain? Pretty boy. You're one of them, eh? You get along with the nobles here for sure. I'll keep your name in mind, Barry. I have to talk to them later today anyway. How long will you be in town? Hmm. Sure. 21. He's scheming something. It isn't necessarily malicious intent, but he's definitely scheming. You can see the wheels in his little brain turning. He's got something on the books. Oh, well, that'd ruin all the fun. Oh, for everyone that I talk to. He laughs loudly to himself. Several of the guild members look over and facepalm, as if they know what he is laughing about. He puts down his pipe and starts walking off. Then I'm off immediately and leaves. So, to the rest of you. Your ring tingles. Kill him while he walks away. Roll your d12 and see how you react to your intrusive thoughts. You tell your voice in your head to shut the hell up, and you keep on rocking. What's your passive perception? Also, you're not there. You're in the blacksmith side of things. You're not actually at the guild. You guys went there together because the blacksmith and the guild aren't super far apart. But you're in the blacksmith session, which is loud and hammery, and they're making things. And he's over there in a busy guild hall. So honestly, unless someone's standing right next to him, which I rolled for, they're not catching that. All good? You guys are within a rock's throw of each other. If you were to yell for help and be like, help, you would be able to hear each other, but that's about it. So, you guys are your best, I swear. You're the cleanest people I've ever met. So, you all, before we get too far, Younger and, yeah, exactly. So, you two need to do something if you want to. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. You do so, as you are growing quite proficient in this uh, technique of yours. Uh, it is almost as good as your regular eyesight by now, because every time you've tried it, it's been relatively successful. I'm not even going to make you roll. We're just going to yada yada this. But you know that when you close your eyes, you can detect specific targets out in the dark. So it's not just seeing someone, right? You know who it is by what they are doing or thinking, even if you are not familiar with them. Basically, you're negating the ability to hit your allies if they're standing next to you while you're in the dark. Right. Blinded by the light. The wizard went crazy and things aren't alright. Speaking of magic sword. Okay. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Perfect. Puffy's just gonna enjoy the town. I'm not doing anything special. I'm doing anything crazy. I'm not gonna gain any inspiration bits. I'm just familiarizing myself. Weren't you given our friend junk in the cemetery? What are you doing? What are you doing? Let me know. loud. A place... Okay, so you need somewhere that has the materials. Are you doing stuff that you know how to do, or are you trying to find other types of spell scrolls? Yes, but they can't make them. So you can only make spells from your assigned list. But if you pick up a scroll of Talk to Undead and you're not a class that has Talk to Undead, like a bard or whatever, or a fighter, and you pop open the scroll, you make your check, you can use it. But you cannot make other people's spells. So, like, you can't find a wizard's book and start doing wizard spells as a warlock. Okay. Okay. The time commitment on that is quite some time. Hmm. Could you pay someone? Sure, but then you're paying for a rare level scroll. I think it's rare. Common, uncommon. What's after uncommon? Say that again. Sorry. So it depends on the rarity of it. Slash the level, right? So if you're doing a cantrip or a first level spell, you can do it in a day. If you're doing a second level, it takes a week. If you're doing a third level, I think it still takes a week. If you're doing fourth or fifth, it takes 4 to 5 weeks, and so on and so forth. Basically, for every scroll level that you go up, it takes a week longer after the first and second level. Okay, that's easy peasy. Again, with the encyclopedic knowledge of the town, Rhett is able to tell you where you could find someone that supplies pen, paper, and the other magical items. Since you're doing your own spells, you have what you need for them anyway. So literally all you need is pen and paper. It's not like it's a special... Nope. You're just basically casting a spell continuously on a piece of paper until it solidifies into it. Which is why the higher level spells take longer, because you can only cast it so many times a day, kind of thing. Oh yeah, super cheap. You could buy fancy paper and fancy ink to make a fancy spell scroll, but if you're just don't really care what it looks like and it's just a spell that does spell things, cool beans. It's really on your character how much they want to spend. But I would say material... Okay, so basically for... I would say for the amount of materials that you'll need for it, what's the best way? A gold per day of materials for stuff. So if you're doing a 5th level spell, you're going to need 5 weeks worth of materials. 5 times 7 is 35, so it'll be about 35 gold to get the appropriate materials you need to cast that spell. If you make it yourself. Okay, so you spend 100 gold, you have 100 days worth of ink and paper and whatnot. Excuse me. Luckily, your character doesn't sleep, so while the rest of us are sleeping, you can take those 8 hours to be like, I spent a day doing a spell scroll thing. If it was any other character besides maybe Kettle, I wouldn't allow it, but you're one of the ones. Okay, you gather your materials. It's relatively easy. You guys wake up the next day. Brett fills you in about his dad. Frozen picks up his weapon. Our handy-dandy Nobel extraordinaire is concerned and tells you about the weird man that he met yesterday that ran off immediately after talking to him. Oh, and you guys found a bath, so you're clean. You're clean. Mm. And just like before, anytime you guys go and intentionally go take a bath from here on out, the next roll you get is at advantage. Okay. And yourself? Ooh, interesting. And they last until the end of the day or until we use them. Mm. No, they only last till the end of the day. I wouldn't say dead, but yes. Um, may I suggest giving it to Marzex? My character is all about re-rolling stuff, so like, no hate to the inspiration, but outside of combat, I probably won't need them. Right. If I fail, someone doesn't get stabbed. If Marzik fails, he blows himself up, and maybe us too. What are you doing? So you're trying to where do you get Spare the Dying from? Just out of curiosity. Oh, sorry. I thought Frozen was talking. My bad. You can, Lawrence. You can 100% cast Spare. I was like, how is the fighter casting a spell? You're good. So you're trying to enchant an item essentially. Um, how much time do you spend trying to enchant this item? Okay, so you will know because you are not a trained enchanter that even after casting it several times, it has no effect. You think to yourself, this will probably take a whole day for me to get this down. Okay. Yeah, of course. Anyone can be an enchanter if they know magic. Mm. So just as a system explanation for you guys, because this will be important later. Um, Players enchanting items kind of works like um building potions. Once you figure out how to do a specific one, you can do it whenever you want as long as you have the time to do so. If you want to improve upon that enchantment, or other things, you have to make rolls and checks to see what you improve and how you improve it. Whether that's you learn how to do it faster, you increase its power, you do a higher level spell, whatever, right? But once you know how to do something and you've completed it successfully, you'll know how to do it again for forever. Um, so, for example, jumping down to younger scroll things, if he takes the 5 weeks it takes to put whatever spell he wants into it, he can then do that whenever he wants for that specific spell scroll without having any chance of failure. It'll just take him 5 weeks of working on it. During these 5 weeks, though, I get to do behind the rules DM stuff and see if he accidentally messes up one of these nights. But likelihood of that is, a single percentage. If I critically fail, he has a bad night. But that's for future reference. If you guys want to learn how to enchant things. All good. Oh. What's the chance of complications? Sorry, I missed that. Some food in my mouth. Younger. Hello. his antenna pick ran off again. Gotta go catch it. Go wrestle it, man. Wrestle it in the mud. Ah, he's back. Anyway, Jaeger, can you hear us? Yes. Yes. All right, gents. Let's. We'll get back to Younger in a minute. Is there anything else that you guys would like to do in the city before we kind of move on? Do you have days you want to spend here? Is there stuff? Things are going to happen for Lawrence because he's activated a side quest, whether he likes it or not. But is there anything else you guys would like to do in the city? Again, we don't have to, and I can kind of push forward to the events that need to happen, or you guys can goof around some more. The city has thousands and thousands of hours built into it, so you could get lost in the sauce here. Whole new quest lines, whole new adventures. The city is built for being its own campaign. So if you let it, it will take over the campaign. I'm just warning you right now. For now. What about the timeline where your father dies? What? So, where do you find your wife? Which wife? RoboCop over here, like, where is Sarah? Where is Sarah? Sarah Connor! Wrong movie! Wrong movie! Seriously, what was that character's name in RoboCop? I watched it so many times as a kid. I should know this. I want to say it was Mary or something, but I could be wrong. Definitely wasn't Martha, that's for sure. Martha. Why'd you say that name? That was rough. Rewatching as an adult, I was like, man, I watched this as a child. Scarred. It's not a pretty movie. I don't remember being disgusted by it at all. But then again, my first movie in theaters was Starship Troopers, so. God, I love that movie. It's so good. God. For those of you watching, I can't recommend the movie enough because it's great, and all of its sequels are as equally terrible and good at the same time. And then read the books because the books are also fantastic. Whole different thing, yeah. Both are great though. If you like horror movies, the second movie is kind of sort of a horror movie. No, they're not on Mars. They're on some random base in the middle of nowhere, and like they're stuck in a thunderstorm, more or less. And the bugs have introduced a new bug thing that invades people's bodies using adult actions. Sort of, kind of, yeah. Except for like it's not limited to one person at a time. Yeah, it's wild. Like again, rewatching it as an adult instead of a teenager, like this isn't a great movie, but that would be terrifying. Anyway, it's also got super B-rate movie budgeting. Like you can tell, it's like they were like Starship Troopers. Yeah, we'll play off the name. There's arachnoids in there somewhere. But that's neither here nor. The best part is, sorry, I'm going to go off on a tangent on this one for a second. The best part about the movie is how it ends, though, is it acts like an infomercial. Like it finishes up and then it like fades to a room of people that were like watching one of those "Do you want to know more?" videos. And I was like, I've always been like, are you trying to imply that this was a propaganda movie? Why? Why would you do this? This would be the worst propaganda. And the reactions of people in the crowd when the recruiters come out, You want to do your part? Heck no, I'm out. I'm dipping. We ain't playing with bugs that murder you like that. That's rude. It's funny. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Sorry, it's only been 3 minutes. Give me my 5. Gah. Okay, so not talk about Starship Troopers. You're on the wrong channel to not talk about Starship Troopers. You know what? It's okay. I'll bring it up on Thursday this week, and then I can talk about it because our campaign is 100% Starship Troopers E. Or at least it's supposed to be, dang it. So, do you guys want to take a 5-minute break? I know we took a little bit of a tangent there, but do you guys want to take a break so you can get water, food, go to the bathroom, that fun stuff? Because we're about at the 2-hour mark. Okay, people that are watching this on YouTube, skip forward to about 5 minutes. Those of you on Twitch watching us, thank you so much. We're going to take a 5-minute break. I'm going to put up the BRBs, and we'll be right back. Also, check out our handy, super cool new symbol in the corner there, representing Viz Uprising, our handy dandy team on the Twitch. When and if you get a chance, go check their stuff out. Anyway, I'll be back in a couple minutes. Bye! It's your boy. I'm back. What? ¿Cómo está, mi amigos? Let's go! Vamos! Why everyone over here speaking Dwarven? Oh, that hurt. Please don't say that again. Yeah. I'm gonna look it up because I don't honestly remember. The people watching our show are gonna be pleasantly surprised about all the things we know.
Mantequilla de cacahuete y mermelada.
One more. Here we go.
Mantequilla de cacahuete y mermelada.
That's a lot for a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, boys. All right, let me change this really quick though.
Sándwich de mantequilla de maní.
Maybe peanut butter should be one word. Let's see if that changes anything. Oh, that's it. I was gonna say they probably just spelled it up.
Sandwich. Emparedado.
Alright, anyway. Google Translate later. That's why I didn't learn Dwarven. Look, do we want peanut butter and jelly sandwich in French? Because I guarantee it's no better. You want to learn what a PB&J is in Orc? Alright, give me a second.
Erdnussbutter-Marmelade Sandwich.
That makes more sense to me. The Orcs say it right. Nope, sorry. Funny, but no.
شطيرة زبدة الفول السوداني وجيلي.
So what? Why is peanut butter and jelly? I guess in English it's long too. It's like, why is it so long for PB&J? Anyway, other languages besides English aside, what do you all do? Or are we trying to get out of here as quick as possible? All right, moving on. As you guys make your caravan of elephants through the city, you are approached by a small band of horses. One of them is ridden by a familiar-looking dwarf. Wait! Don't do that! Come here! He yells at a distance. Go Thistle! Come here! At least you! Please! You can. You get close to his horse, and the horse looks very uneasy standing near your elephant. Your elephant looks over like, "What up, friend? I pet your face with my trunk." You do. You look very tall. The elephants aren't necessarily the biggest thing in the world, but they are not small either. So you're like 11 feet in the air for some reason. Um, Standing next to these people. The people uh look to be very on the defense. As soon as you arrive next to Gold Thistle, like weapons out and noticeable. They're not drawn, but they're like ready. Right, the giant 12-foot tall figure that just rode up on an elephant is no cause for concern whatsoever to train guards. All right, not important. I have something for you to take care of, since you are so unabashed at helping the townsfolk. I have a bet with the local lord that his middle child here wouldn't make it a week out in the wild. So we're sending him off with someone that might be considered safe. Is that acceptable to you? Lad, that's a lass. She can ride a horse good. Know that for sure. I know she can build things. She's good at talking, as from what her father said. I have no idea what combats they put her through. What do you mean? Roll me a D100. I'll give you a chance. They're from Old Town like you. 10%. 10 and a 0. The you fool. Okay, so no, you don't recognize any of them. Um, it is what it is. He laughs. An adult black dragon. Who just goes around? You think these bristling nobles are running around defending themselves from dragons? You're insane. Ah, well, I can tell you that she is trying to get out of here as much as possible, and if it's not with you, she's going out on her own. Nope, you guys can't even see her. She is hooded up. She a figure in the back. The oh oh I'm gonna roll major fears here really quick. Give me a second. Okay, she only fears one thing apparently. I don't know what that one thing is. I hadn't thought that through that far. Sorry. Um, no. Okay, so it is a negative humanoid interaction of some sort. So she fears being ridiculed or mocked or something along those lines, or maybe viewed as a coward. So she walks over to the two of you and undons her cloak, and she was wearing a mask. It looked to be a black mask completely covering her face, as if she was trying to conceal her exit from the group. Not that the group of guards wouldn't have given her away. But as you look upon her for the first time, she is beautiful, to say the least. Mechanically, she's rocking like a 14. Sorry, 14 is not right. Yeah, about a 14 charisma. So she's prettier than most, but not like the most beautiful thing in the world. Mechanically, yes. I smell girl. Dun, 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 dun. This scorpion starts sidestepping. Toot 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 toot. That's a serious question. She has her own horse, and it's not, and it's a very nice horse as you guys look at it. It's very much a thoroughbred war horse, and it looks to be actually wearing some sort of armor that conceals the fact that it is a war horse. Shh, shh. You would have to investigate pretty thoroughly. She's in a very heavy cloak. As I said, she is pretty much hiding herself away. She is only taken off her face. You can see her face. And again, her face is a 7 out of 10. Is the easiest way to describe it for y'all. I did not. Though I might actually hit you. 20 naturally. Sorry, 20 total. It's a dirty 20. Okay. What is your AC? How close was that? So, your reactive instincts take over as she swings straight for the head. Just no mercy, she's gonna crush your skull in with what looks to be a forge hammer. It was concealed in her cloak relatively well. You didn't see it. It popped out and swung at you, and if you hadn't dodged, that would have hurt. You assume. But you did dodge. So you're, ha ha! She can't hit the broadside of a barn, but that scared me. Okay. You didn't pay. I think you paid 500. You sure? Mm, okay. Nah. I have an answer. the the smirk from the guards. If she dies, you'll have much more to worry about than her remains. Good, good. The drama is building. I believe it is Fremont. Let me pull up the map. I apologize. It is Faradeth. Yep. Her family. Her first name is Sweetie. Not that she's introduced herself yet. You can. $20 straight. You know the name Faradeth because it's the name of a city in the main continent. Faradeths were a powerful noble group that when the Emperor took over, fought to the last man, and they've basically been transported into various noble families for a while now. They have taken over, quote-unquote, Fen in the last couple generations via marriage and other influential things. Something along the lines is they were told that they were to claim that city. They were the only noble family that was of appropriate breedage to run Fen. At least that's what they were claimed to have been told by the last set of nobles that lived there. Rhett can sing her the welcome song. You do so. You're very proficient at the welcome song at this point. Don't worry about rolling for it. You can roll a d12 to see how everyone reacts. Sure, why not? Everyone is tired of your bullshit, Rhett. They're done with it. The welcome song is not welcome. They're very grumpy. It's like you just said a bad pun in the middle of nowhere. You come strutting up on Singer, singing your welcome song, and everyone's just like, shut the fuck up. We're trying to have a serious moment here. It probably should. I love it. That's 100% a possibility. From a player perspective, no, this is not Profi's assigned target. But from a character rolling and seeing how he feels about that idea, maybe. Though then again, I am not watching her. I am riding with the rest of the group as right. You guys are slowly turning around. I'm over here on my elephant, like, guys, we said we were leaving. So, as you guys start to take off, oh, and one more thing you guys should know, she's mute. Ha, ha. Well, don't you have limited range telepathy though? Yeah, so I mean, as long as you're close enough to her, you can read her thoughts. They would understand the language. It's thieves can't actually. So none of you are thieves, though, are you? A day, as long as it's necessary for this silly quest line to play out. So, sweetie, that's about it. We're making character introductions. So she tells you that her or not she, but yep. Well, she probably wants to leave. Again, she's the middle child. You have no idea what that means because you have no idea how many children are in the Fairdeath family at Fenn currently. But you would probably guess from her looks and her age, she's probably in her mid 20s. So she's relatively young still. She's human. Yeah. What are you giggling about? I'm so afraid. Look, unless there's a race reason for being underage, I don't put underage characters in my campaigns for you guys to flirt with and talk to. Politely. Unless you're an Eric Cochran who is insistent that he talk to someone his age. And then we gotta deal with that awkwardness. Done that before, avoiding it for now. I'm only 2 years old. You cannot date a 2-year-old. Please stop. Go somewhere else. It is no, I know it's not how that one went. I'm just making an example. I was born last year. I am a robot character. Ha 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 ha. No, stop it. uh She's traveling with you. There's no determined destination or time. She knows what her timeline is and has yet to share it with you. These are important questions. I was going to say, the bard has already told you to shut up. We're leaving with her. As you guys travel, because the bard has told you to shut up, we're leaving with her. You will be given a letter that basically explains what her objective is. Her job, while she is out here, is to find a suitable partner and gain some life skills in the process. Because she's traveling with at least a noble, her father assumed that he would be taking relatively safe routes, doing nobly things. If he's going to be in courts and talking to people, they'd be an excellent person to travel with. And at worst, she fights some bandits or monsters on the road and are traveling with at least 6 capable adventurers. Look, they didn't see the rest of you. All the brickworker said was, cute guy with friends traveling and doing things. Dad was like, get her out of here. Was it? I can't even spell sympathy. You guys are all gonna get goofed up when Freya's character sweeps her out from under y'all's feet. Or even better, the Drake Warden, who's not even here. Um, Probably. All right, 3 days worth of travel. Here we go. First day, or multiple days, we'll see. All right, so you guys make it a day and a half before something crazy happens. It's good! So, as you guys are traveling along, you see what looks to be a rare creature. This is called a golden hair. What do you guys do? The golden hair is supposed to produce excessive amounts of luck for its owner / anyone who carries its bits and pieces with it. If you would like to murder the golden hair, if you can. None of you even talked to this lady, or in this case, signed at this lady. So, jokes aside, what do you guys want to do with this hair? Our handy dandy bard has said he will take a second to. Oh, and I died. Hello, sorry. Every time someone shoots out a mass invite, I get depinged. They kick me out of the room. Okay, so you cast your magic, and you can talk to the hair. You have several attempts to talk to the hair. First things first is you have to sneak up on it close enough to where you can cast the spell without freaking it out. Would you like to make a stealth check? Okay, you are no longer on Stinger. You have no disadvantage to the sneaks. Which I don't think Stinger gives you a disadvantage to the sneaks anyway, but whatever. Crit fail? Ah, luckily from a distance, your friend. Which is adding a d20 to any roll. No. But you can use a lucky point. But your friend Profi does. And I just saw you fail terribly. Try again. Yep. You re-roll your dice and take whatever the new number is. You sneak your way over there. You cast your spell, and what do you say to this rodent? Ah! You're not trying to kill me. Right. Okay. Okay. All right. Hold up. Oh, okay, I'll listen for a second, but if you say anything weird, I'm gone. Everything tries to eat me. Roll a deception check. Yeah, believable. Oh, like me. Yay, you just eat the plants. All right. I can get behind that. We can be friends, maybe, perhaps. A group, you say? Oh, you're just trying to save me for stew later, right? You're just gonna eat me later? Just save me up? Just like my grandpa? Alright, you swear, do you? He doesn't seem to be taking it well, but the loot swearing has calmed him down to where he doesn't book it right away. You have one more chance to convince him that you are trying to be his friend. Roll it! You want to throw that inspiration on there and get another critical while you're at it, please? Okay, so with the 28, I'll do a counter roll. He critically failed. The most possible inspired this thing could be. I'm not even kidding, y'all. Like, where's my camera? I'm gonna switch my camera because probably can't see it, to be honest, because of the lighting. But you'll see. It is pretty small. Get out of here, random thing. All right, it's there. That's a 1. Here, wait. I can bring this closer to the camera, I guess. It's definitely not a 7. Wow, you can't see. Whatever. It's a 1. Damn it. You hear this man start shredding the loot. Just Metallica moding it up. And then mixing in the word friendship. We're not going to eat you. We might eat other meaty things, but we're not going to eat you. I'm being honest and truthful, and I'm going to be your best friend. The rabbit eats it hook, line, and sinker like it's a carrot that's been soaked in carrot juice. I don't know. Actual rabbits don't really like carrots that much. It's cabbage, yeah. Look, if you drink cabbage and cabbage juice, you're gonna hallucinate. That too. No, that's a different type of hallucination, though. It was just some serious cabbage. I think it's romaine lettuce is actually the one that has the weird properties to it, where if you soak stuff and soak it for a long enough time, it gets you. You have a luck rabbit. Yeah, this is your best friend. Congratulations as you continue to collect weird creatures, Bard of Doom. Mm-hmm. The rabbit is not chill. She's super chill. She's like, bunny. The rabbit on the other hand, hey, we're best friends. I don't know about this one. Ah! Luckily for you, he's a rabbit. Though he will escape relatively quickly and head back to you and Stinger, and he will just ride along next to you. But there is an aura of luck around him. Basically, while the rabbit is around, it has its own pool of luck points it can assign to its allies. Yes, which would then make the rest of its allies, because right now it's just you, man. Three successful animal handling checks over the course of several days. I assume you're not going to torture the rabbit. Okay, I'll give him advantage on the first check if you feed him good food. Okay. You can make your check. It's the second one on the list. Second one on the list. Yeah, don't let Profi do it either. I got a whopping 0 in animal handling. Yes. You have a +5 to wisdom or just animal handling? Oh, okay. I was like, damn, when did you get so wise? Fulgash over here. We just keep getting weirder and weirder party members. Yeah, because I assume his is higher than yours. Okay. Successful. Nope. Gotta wait. Well, actually, roll at advantage, because if you get a 20 on this roll, just know at this point you succeeded. Okay, so good roll. You passed just fine. And you guys will travel on to the next couple days. You will then make another check to simulate another day's worth of travel, and then you all will arrive at the Grove. Well, the Grove Ranch, I should say. Pulling up the map for the people watching. They are now at Hedge Grove Ranch. Dun 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 dun. No, it's Hedge Grove. You remember Hedge Grove? Oh, okay. Just theoretically unlimited. I mean, you're not a ranger or anything, so you don't have any crazy advantages, and taming them doesn't necessarily give you any cool bonuses. You can't make them stronger than what they are. But you can have as many pets as you can feed. Exactly. But yeah, I think you got to herd 20 bears. Yeah, good luck with that. It's a new Olympic sport. It could be. Oh man, he about to be Doolittle up in here. You gotta find that agate. Better go to a beach. Sure. One more assisting. Another 19. And congratulations. Another success. The rabbit is soon to be y'all's friends. Or at least tamed by the bard, and as long as the bard's alive, he'll do what is told. Okay. Next. Grove Ranch is kind of a stopping point for travelers and whatnot. It's a rest point. It's an actual ranch, but it's a ranch. It's a hotel, motel, Holiday Inn kind of situation. There's stuff to do here if you want to, or it's just a place to rest and move on. Your choice. Okay, two of 6, 3 of 6, 4 of 6. All right, we're moving on. Sorry for those of you that did not vote. I know. You guys rest and move on. Again, if you need full, long, resty things to activate stuff, you have time to do so, as this is a quote-unquote hotel. It will cost you a little bit as a group. Yes, technically. But so again, they're awakened and can listen to commands, so they probably would know not to follow him into a town. Unless he specifically says, I'm bringing them into the town, I'm going to assume he gives them the orders to not be there. Right. Yep. Just a party. It's a. Do we have any horses left? right, when the elephants get taken. Right. Is the dragon still carrying a ballista? I thought we gave it. There's no way. That's on a whole other continent. It was definitely a ballista. Yeah, thinking about it, you guys could probably take that big old ballista and tie it on 2 elephants or something and have them walk in tangent. Terrifying. Technically. I don't know. Profi would definitely get back on his elephant because it's cool. And it's just as fast as the horses we bought, if I remember correctly. But you guys definitely are starting to look like a serious circus. The royalist is going to be known as a walking trope or something silly like that. It's a possibility. I mean, officially, none of you have called yourself the royalist except for the salt mine claim. So it's really for games. The royalist is kind of an out of character thing, so we know what group I'm talking to for D&D stuff. In game, you guys are just traveling buddies. You haven't really come up with official. I mean, you have obviously. You're the royalist because you've started putting your name on things. But who came up with that name and how it appeared is totally up to you still. Mm-hmm. So with all the stuff that you guys are going to have to take per player, it'll be 5 gold apiece. You do so. Yeah, the deaf girl signs something at you. You have no idea what it is, but she looks relatively annoyed. Oh, you're just gonna talk to her like that? Let me hold up. Nice. There's a smirk. You get a smirk. So yeah, this variation of it again, it's just hand signals. It's not like you'll be able to learn how to pick up things on the walls with stuff like that, but you will basically be able to learn sign language if you take the time to learn from her, just like you would any other language. Okay. Okay. So do you suggest the same thing to the group, or is this something you do on your own? Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. No, it'll just happen over time. You're just actively trying to learn from her. So any chance you can have her explain something, she will do her best to do so. Would you like to have a role play moment to explain that conversation, or is it yada yada okay? Either way is fine with me. Okay, so you have a conversation with her. It's like, hey, I would like to learn what you're saying, so on and so forth. And so basically, anytime she speaks or has free time to explain what something is to you, and like literally like pick something up, point at it, make some hand signals, put it down, that kind of thing. It's that kind of language teaching. Um, so you're not gonna understand it super well for a while. In game time, after a month, you'll be able to understand her, at least mostly. Basically, basically, you have the equivalent of comment in whatever language she's speaking. Okay, next day's worth of travel. Okay, you guys make it most of the way. It's a couple of days of nothing crazy happening. And then suddenly, oh yeah, do your last check with the rabbit. Well, maybe last. 3. Yes. I with Fulgash's help, you are able to quote unquote tame the golden hare. The golden hare is now an ally to basically all of us. In combat, it'll act like a horse, so it'll get out of the way for the most part, unless you give it a command to stay. But you have to do that on your first round as a bonus action. Otherwise, it'll take off with the horses. Basically to keep safe. And you can send it away as a bonus action as well. Just be like, get out of here like you would any other creature. And anyone can issue the go away command. Only you can issue the stay command. For now. So, if you keep him around, if he's within eyesight of any of our allies, I as a DM could be like, he uses the lucky feat on somebody to negate a hit or to make people do a reroll or something like that where they need a bit of luck. It will be on my character or on my DMness to when to throw that and to keep track of how many he has per day and stuff like that. But basically, he's a mobile luck feat. It's a cool legendary creature. Unfortunately, he has like 5 hit points, so if anything slaps him too hard, he's done so. you, you guys are over here when you need to find another rabbit. Doesn't have to even be gold. That's a solid question. Okay. Your rabbit is now named Lucky. Add it to your character sheet. The golden luck hair named Lucky. Nice. You guys aren't the most creative. You're a group of royalty called the Royalists. The Royalist Family Circus. What? Ooh. Nice. Good fake names. I like it. All right. You are traveling 3 days down the road, and you come across a small group of children and a couple of clerics walking down the road, chilling, just having a grand old time. They're just walking, talking, moving, traveling. You guys interact with them or let them pass by? So, as the cleric looks up at you and says, "Yes, my lord." Oh, in particular, we are freelanced homesteaders. Some people would call us nomads, and we pick up these wandering children and train them in our order's ways. These all here will be clerics by the time they're grown. You notice that it is a pretty smorgasbord of races mixed in. It's not. Most of them aren't humans, dwarves, or elves. They are various other races. You even see a young Drider in the mix. They're all wearing simple clothing and stuff like that. Some of them have books and writing utensils. They don't seem to be displeased or unhappy. They're just walking. $50 platinum pieces? You're gonna get them murdered. Oh, odd even, because DM says that's a real dangerous idea. But platinum? Do you even have that much platinum? Oh, okay. I mean, you could do it, I guess, but holy cow, dude. I was gonna and got the coolest knife ever. So as you give this priest the equivalent of 500 gold, he looks up at you and looks down and goes, "Oh, we're going to eat for a very long time." He smiles and says, "Well, guess it's about time to buy a cart or two." I mean, to be fair, there's plenty of other religious institutions that have good money. For the exception of, if you remember, most clerics are under 50 years of practice at this point because the gods have been non existent on Jake for quite some time until the last three-quarter century. You are 100% correct, and the DM has rolled behind the screen to figure out which god they roll, and I am pleasantly pleased. Of course. Mm-hmm. That one. Uh, they both say in unison. That's Samantha. Yes. At least that's what we call her. Sure, roll it. So they didn't lie. That's what they call her. Would you like to speak with her? She looks at you, looks back. Yes? Why? She gaps back. Why wouldn't I trust the clerics? She shakes her head. This is probably a teenage Strider. I mean, 13, 14. Um, Old enough to be confused by the question, young enough to let it go. Yeah, that question like came out of left field. They're just like, what? So, anyway, as you are walking off, you it is not who we worship in the slightest, but we hope our God sees you in your dreams. They give you a small blessing and walk away. That won't affect you or the robot man, because you guys don't sleep. Congratulations. You guys lose out on cool boon. I'm sorry. That's fair. That's fair. All right, you guys travel on. You're about 3 days into your 5-day journey. Oh, that night, immediately, I just audit 100. Something happens. Not quite, but pretty damn close. Um, as you guys are traveling along, you see another group of what you assume to be holy men and women. But do you remember that scene from is it Men in Tights? Where they're walking down the river, slapping themselves in the back or hitting themselves with the board every couple feet. Is it my python? Okay. Um, so you see that going on, except for it's not boards; it's boards with nails. And they are talking about some god named Corn. Of course, you get a thumbs up. A 15. You have heard the name of Corn because Corn was once a heavily worshipped evil god. There was a hero who worshipped Corn so fervently that he once invaded the capital city and tore it down. So Corn is generally not a imperial friendly deity, but he is heavily worshipped due to the actions of his uh, great champion that he sent here a couple hundred years ago at this point. Profi rolled a 20 on religion. Um, so total for religion for Profi. That's a 21 total, but critted. So Profi knows and immediately pulls out weapons, just like no hesitation. As you approach. And thus it is. you have a quick question while I'm setting up the map? Sure. Total of 17 will let you know that corn worshippers are also known as corn berserkers, and all they care about is blood for the blood god. It doesn't matter whose blood it is as long as blood is spilled. So you would know that if they caught up to those children not super far away from you guys, they would 100% be murdering. They honestly might be chasing them down just stealthily. Skulls for the skull throne. That works. I'll find out in a second once I roll it. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't do that to you guys on a random encounter. Yeah, you, sir. I'm just gonna point this out here. You are tempting, just palpable. They see you. You're okay. So you uncloak your bits, and you can just feel the crazy. You have triggered every trigger they have. Oh, okay, cool. Let me get your guys' characters out because I forgot to cut them over there. I wouldn't say no to that idea, but he's gotta be the one doing the talking. Uh, they are right next to you, like they were sneaking up on the other group. I rolled an OT 100. The other group was still within combat distance. 26. Hold up, let me get your character. None. Who am I missing? Okay, who am I missing? I got Zombie Boy. I got our Super Duper Fighter. I got myself. I got one Wizard, one Tank. I am missing our Bard. That's what I'm missing. Sorry, Bard. We'll get out there eventually. Oh, sucks to suck. Okay. So says you. All right, this dude with the hammer in the back is your sweetie. Yeah. Not currently. If you guys want to, I'm setting up the map, so it'll be a second for me and the enemies. Okay, I'll see what I can do. If it's the first roll you've made since the bathhouse, yeah. Which part is? I don't know if I have enough red tokens. But since you guys all have characters, any tokens I throw out there are going to be bad guys. Oh, excuse me, sir. 1d10 on basically any roll. You can also use it as a reaction to parry, and the 1d10 is the how much you add to your AC. Ooh. Right. That it be for sure. Okay, so I'm just going to use a large token to represent the friendly children on the far side. If they reach the token, they start murdering children. So as I said, there's really not a lot of space between you guys. They basically just showed up. The cliff here is an actual cliff. The waterfall isn't a waterfall. It's instead just a river. The tree line here is rough terrain that is throstles and bushes. Over here past the side of the map that you can't see is a little bit of open area, but just assume you're kind of in a cliffy area. I'm still missing Bard. Sorry. Bard, I don't know where your token is, so you're going to probably just get a random into the... Where's my scorpion when I need one? Alright. Bard, you're being the gray token today because I don't know where the actual one's at. For what? Oh, okay. I mean, I've had them out this entire time. You guys... Okay, well, that's a great thing to point out. I'm gonna... Younger, what argument dad do you want? Okay, and then... Rhett, what argument do you want? Okay. Big old robot boy, what argument dad do you want? Wow, so far I've nailed this perfectly. Alright, Frozen, what do you want? We got green, red, and yellow. Man, I am good. And... Perfect. I aced you all. Get got. Okay, so that makes me yellow, by the way. Initiatives for the bad guys. They all go in the same. They will all go... Oh, I gotta pull up the stats from real quick, sorry. Give them a Durkle. See what happens. Magic the Corn Berserkers. I dare you. Sorry, I'm pulling up their stats real quick. Okay! Guys, do you get... You guys... Okay, I have some of their stats, but again, these are Corn Berserkers. Do you guys remember any? You guys remember anything? This is true. My Profi knows what's up because I rolled a critical on my thing, which is why he is in utter fear, just terrified. You guys have seen Profi like this like one other time, if I remember correctly. I'm pretty sure there was a dragon involved in that one, yeah. And he is having almost the same reaction to the dragon as these random monks. No, terrified. He is not looking steady on his mount. Kind of fear. Insta sweat. Insta nah. There's too many people in my way for me to run away. All right. Oh, sorry. The berserkers, besides this first thingamabopper, go on. Where'd you go? I know you're over here. 12. And our handy dandy Profi goes on 4 plus 3, so 7. Sweetie will go on 14. Excuse me. Okay. I'm going to roll an odd even to see if I am not friend enough to reveal a very important piece of information. Even. Alright, I'm able to. So I warn you, magic only makes them stronger! Not to my understanding of corn. Also, do you remember when do you remember when he turned into a giant monster of doom? Sorry, before Barrymore. As soon as you guys draw weapons or feel combative nature in your heart, slash when the giant I'm here, can you hear me? Hello? Okay. He's just having issues. Alright, you back? Hello? Can you hear us? Okay. So, as the combatness, whatever you want to call it, is started, these boys, girls, and whatever else is included in the pile of bodies in front of you let out the most ear-wrenching scream you have ever heard. Everyone here needs to make a fear save. Please do so. I'm good. Speaking of advantage, I'm going to use my bath thing to get advantage on this roll. 27. Wisdom. It's a wisdom save. It is fear. Correct. Okay. I don't worry. Profi also fails even with his advantage. I can use some stuff to help with that, but nothing that's gonna pop me over the ledge. It is a fear effect. They are not charming you. You are being terrified. For which inspiration? Yep. No. Sorry, the bathhouse one just gives you advantage on your first roll, basically. Yeah, you should have a regular inspiration, and I'm going to assume that our handy dandy Bard has been handing out his stuff in the same order because he hasn't changed it. I know he's supposed to make a check every day, but I ain't stressing. Okay. Okay. Congratulations, you saved from the fear effect. That's unfortunate. You are now petrified in fear. Okay, you save. You are not frozen in place. Still need Rhett. Oh, I guess I roll for Sweetie. Sweetie fails terribly. Okay, so all that means for the four of us that failed or whatever, you cannot move. You're petrified in fear. Any attacks made against an enemy this round are made at disadvantage. Yes, but it is in the fear category, so you have something that is resistant to fear because of yada yada, you can activate that. Alright, back to regular order. Again, that's just the start of combat bit. Barrymore. Yes, 100%. Yeah, I will. As you basically do the equivalent of a nature check on this enemy, I will let you learn. Would you roll 16? Oh. So with passive, you would know one thing about corn. If you make an active roll, it'll be different. Okay, you make an active religious roll to see what you can remember about corn. Highly unfortunate, you only gain one factoid about corn. Or specifically, these corn berserkers. If you would like to know about their magic thing, you should probably ask me about their traits. Okay. So, they are reckless, or they can be reckless, just like any barbarian. But magic heat of magic. Any creature that strikes Corn Berserker with a magic attack becomes the target of as many Berserkers are within eyesight. That's it. Oh, well, let me pull out a fancy piece of equipment for you. Maybe if it'll come out safely. Yeah, baby. So you said a 20-foot what? So you were to put that. Okay, so you were to put it in the front corner here. Well, so it's 4 squares, right? Basically, you can go 8 squares back, essentially, if you throw it in the center of all of them, and you will catch literally everyone. Okay, so 4 squares out from the center guy here. So there's a couple squares over here, it circles around. A couple squares over here, it circles around. Okay. Okay. What happens if they save? Okay. Roll your damage. 26. You hit them with the wall of fire. Ah, we can't see them, but they just sound angry. You're right. There's a wall of fire in between you and the enemy. Oh, by the way, all the creatures that you guys did not mount ran for their lives with that brutal scream. Uh, for the exception of the hare, who will be leaving as soon as Barry's turn is over. Or not Barry, sorry. Brett's. But that spell wasn't your action? Oh, you quickened it. Okay. And did you save or fail from the effect? Okay. Okay. But you have wings. Chilling on an elephant. That's you. Who's next? Mars X. Correct. Yes. Okay. Do you need line of sight for that though? Sure. Except for there's a 20-foot wall of fire in front of you. I mean, you could start it at the edge of the fire if you want. Okay. Theoretically, I guess you could do that. Oh, there will be no problems. What would you like to do? literally in the front for some reason. Yeah. You were walking away from the children. There's some. Let me grab you some tokens for your skeletons. Honestly, I forgot they were there. How many do you have? One. Sorry. Someone got into my little thing and moved them all out. 2, 3. Come on. All right, 5. They're not. They were all supposed to be white, but whatever. Your skeletons were walking in front of us. Does that make sense? Is that something you would do? That's as close to being around you as they could possibly be. Okay, you pew 5 shots. You're just blind firing, so good. It matters not. Roll it. Yeah, because not only are they firing into the fire, they're also firing into the darkness. Okay, what are all your numbers? Okay, so the next highest one does hit, but the rest of them miss. Okay, you pew into the flames. There you hear a couple ooh, it tickles. In much harsher language than that. Woohoo! It won't be in a second. How far back do you want to be? Yes. Though the river itself isn't super deep. What's your movement speed? Ha! That's a joke. You're on a fucking elephant. I assume. Or are you on a horse? Because you were traveling. Never mind. You claw your way through. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, you're 20 feet up in the air. Let me put a little marker for you. It might. You guys are at the 3. Or do you think you can beat them in 30 minutes? Do I think you guys can beat 20-something enemies? Well, depends on how many times you hit them and what you hit them with. Okay, that's good. That'll give us time for after action review and some other things we need to discuss as a group. Someone take a picture of your screens. I'm going to take a picture with my phone. Also a good idea. That way, if people are not here for whatever next week, we will have a reason why. I just want to say this picture looks ridiculous. Basically. Unfortunately, it would take you some time, I think. I don't know. You guys could probably do it. I could see you guys taking a character or two a piece down every round. He thinks that matters. All right, where is my remote emote? Where'd you go? Do you guys see it on the screen by chance? Or am I just blind? Okay, cool. I'm not blind. That's all that matters. I don't remember it falling off. It's not in my pocket. Where'd she go? I can't end the stream without my phone, without my handy dandy mouse. Where are you? I'm so sorry. It must go on. No, it's fine. Again, once I find the silly mouse, I will call it. Seriously, how do I lose the mouse? It's literally always in the way. Right? It said corn berserkers. I'm out of here. Seriously, y'all. It's my. Alright, well, I gotta do this the old fashioned way so we don't spend 7 hours waiting on my stuff to be found. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Truly appreciate y'all. I don't think I have anything we need to talk about. We have a game on Thursday for Lancer, so check that out when you get a chance. Other than that, have a wonderful night, and with the adventure in mind, have a wonderful time.